Alright, if you're fresh out of watching episode 3 of Pluribus, you may have started to get suspicions. What if Carol is turning into this series' version of Heisenberg? The hand grenade is a classic example of that setup. So what if I told you Pluribus isn't just a sci-fi thriller, but a spiritual remix of Walter White's Descent arc turned upside down? Stick around because we're diving into the theory that Pluribus mimics and inverts the Breaking Bad story. And if you believe it, you will see the show in a whole new light. Before we dive in, smash the like if you're a fan of Breaking Bad, hit subscribe so you don't miss more theories, and drop a comment below if you think Pluribus is secretly Breaking Bad 2.0. Alright, let's dive in. Let's start by reminding ourselves what made Breaking Bad legendary. We have a seemingly average guy, Walter White, sliding into moral chaos, chemistry, crime, identity, consequences. Creator Vince Gilligan builds layered characters, a moral universe, and asks, how far will someone go when pushed by circumstances? Now fast forward to Pluribus. Same creator, same New Mexico desert aesthetic, same sense of everything changing, only this time the change isn't drugs, it's a global event. Obviously Pluribus is a standalone story, so it's not a literal Breaking Bad sequel. There's no crime, no methamphetamine, but there could still be connections. What if Gilligan is using the structural DNA of Breaking Bad, transformation, consequence, identity crisis, and embedding it in a whole different genre? That's our working theory. Here's the juicy part. What if Pluribus inverts several of Breaking Bad's core arcs? Let's lay it out. Walter White starts as an average guy and turns into, or embraces, the bad. In Pluribus, Carol Sturka starts as a successful but miserable novelist, one of few not assimilated, and is shoved into a savior role she doesn't want. In Breaking Bad, Walter becomes singularly dominant, Heisenberg. In Pluribus, everyone else merges into a hive mind, and Carol must resist assimilation. The survival of the individual becomes the crisis. In Breaking Bad, the world forces consequences on Walter's illegal actions. In Pluribus, the world forces compliance with universal happiness, and refusing it leads to chaos. One is, how far will you go to get what you want? The other is, how far will the world go to force you to want what they want? So the theory is this: Pluribus isn't just a new show. It's Gilligan using his Breaking Bad toolkit to ask a very different question. What happens when the protagonist remains moral, or at least neutral, while the world around them is forced into something they don't want? It's the same skeleton, new skin. Now why does this matter? Because if this theory holds water, Pluribus becomes more than a sci-fi thriller. It becomes a meta-commentary on Gilligan's own past work. Fans of Breaking Bad get recognizable beats: the lone protagonist, moral stakes, small choices, huge consequences. But now everything is flipped. It invites us to ask, what if the true antagonist is a benign-looking system forcing conformity? Viewers who loved Walter White's Descent will now connect deeply with Carol's resistance. It's the same emotional engine applied to a new scenario, and it's almost flipped. Now here are some standout pieces of evidence that supports this theory. It's the same creator and locale. Vince Gilligan again sets part of the story in Albuquerque. He wrote Pluribus after being weary of writing bad guys. The story is echoing the Breaking Bad structure. Carol is described as the most miserable person on earth, must save the world from happiness. And what did Walter do? He tried to save the world from what he thought was misery. The hive mind wants to assimilate her. She wants to be free. That echoes the core of Breaking Bad, but again, reversed. So even without a direct crossover, you can argue Pluribus is a what-if version of Breaking Bad. What if your enemy wasn't your own ambition or criminal enterprise, but the soothing promise of happiness and conformity? It's as if in Breaking Bad, Walter was the one that tried to stay true, while everyone around them became the bad guys. Same concept. So if this theory holds, here are things to watch out for. More Easter eggs and narrative threads. Themes that will echo Breaking Bad in subtle ways. A moment where Carol intentionally sabotages the hive mind in a way that parallels Walter's bold move in the desert or the meth lab destruction. Next is a Heisenberg style of identity reveal. Carol might define herself not by what she can do for others, but by what she won't give up. A supporting character who mirrors the Jesse Pinkman role. This already kind of exists with the assistant that she kind of has, but it's not truly the same. We're talking about someone who draws her into the system, the hive mind, but in a way where it's not to become good, but to become bad. In this case, it would be not to become bad, but to become good. Again, it's the reverse that we're talking about. Next is dialogue referencing choices. Just like I am the one who knocks in Breaking Bad. But here maybe it'll be something where Carol says, I refused to do that. So keep your eyes peeled for these things. You'll catch the parallels and understand the structure homage Gilligan is paying. Don't forget to smash the like button if you enjoyed this video, subscribe for more deep dives into this series, and don't forget to press the bell to be notified when I upload more videos on the channel. That's it for this video. See you next time for another super video.